And we're back for another Coffee with Laura. Thank you as always for joining in. It is always so wonderful to be able to have you all here and to lay down some knowledge. And today I have a very important topic that's really been popping up a lot in my coaching and in my training. And it's about taking responsibility for your life. And I used to suck at this, so I learned the value of this myself, but I find that it's way easier and less uncomfortable to discharge our responsibility. It's our parents' faults for how they raised us. It's our friends' faults for not reaching out more. It's our boss's fault for not communicating to us more. You name it. It's pretty easy to discharge and blame. But what good does that actually do for you? I'll tell you, it didn't really help me that much. It made me feel better about myself in like a weird, twisted way, but at the same time, it really didn't. It made me not feel like I was blaming myself, which ultimately gave away my power. But then it also made me feel a little bit helpless, and that's what happens. I mean, I hear this all the time with my clients where I didn't go to the gym, but that's because it was cold outside, so it's the weather's fault, right? Or I didn't have a healthy meal because I was tired. So it's sleep's fault? Or is it your fault in that circumstance? Now, mind you, I've been there, so I'm not judging or sitting on my high horse or saying anything about it. Like, I get it, but it doesn't serve us. And that was a lesson I had to learn, because when you don't take responsibility, you give your power away. And then you expect things to happen without much action of your own. And making excuses instead of taking 100% responsibility for your actions and your thoughts and your goals are the hallmark of people who fail to succeed in both their professional lives and their personal lives. You can make an event a disaster, or you can use it as an opportunity to learn and to grow. And I think that is really when things shifted for me, is when I read a quote that, I'll botch it, but it was something along the lines of, when you stop seeking happiness as your purpose of life, and you start to understand the purpose of life is growth and experience, then happiness comes as a byproduct. And that really shifted my lens to focus on experience and growth. So when I'd go to the gym sometimes, but not all the times, if it was progress, I'd be happy. I wouldn't look at the one time I didn't go and be like, and judge myself and bring myself down, because ultimately that doesn't help us either. Or if I indulged more in some unhealthy food, I used it to learn about why, so that I could be better in the future, because that's the whole goal. Like, I'm not perfect, and I'm never going to be perfect, because there's no human who is perfect, because what even is perfect? I'm exhausted even saying that sentence about perfect. But that's exactly what striving for perfection does. It makes us exhausted. And we can't be perfect, but we also can't blame. I'm pretty sure it's Brene Brown, who obviously I love, who says that we blame people to discharge our uncomfortable emotions. Well, if you blame, you give away your power. So yeah, you don't feel uncomfortable, but then you also don't have any power to really make your life what you want it to be. I'll tell you, as soon as I stopped blaming and I started stepping into my power and I took responsibility, that's when everything shifted. My habits became stronger. I became more confident. All the doubt, the insecurity, the uncertainty, it felt manageable, or it disappeared. And when it does pop up, so every now and then doubt will pop up, I get really curious about it, because it's an old new experience, if you get what I'm saying. And what's interesting is I've recognized that when doubt does pop up now, it's largely around things I just don't have a lot of experience with. So this is experience for me to feel more comfortable with it. So it kind of all works in this weird twisted circle, but blame and justifying doesn't get you to where you want to go. If you want to go to work out, work out. If you want to eat healthy, eat healthy. But this is the mindset piece. Being healthy and empowering yourself to be healthy, mind you, empowering yourself, as in you have the power, involves you taking responsibility for your life. Live every day like it matters. I always hate going to this place, but I feel like everyone understands it. We never feel like our priorities are more aligned than after we've lost someone. We know what's important to us. We know how we want to spend our time. And then as time passes, we kind of get a little lost in life. And we make excuses and we blame. And then we look back frustrated. Or even worse, we'll judge ourselves harshly instead of actually learning from the experience. We're not meant to be perfect, remember? You need to live every day as if what you do matters, because it does. Every choice you make, every action you take, it matters. There's so much power in the fact that you have choices. Your choices matter to you and create the life you live. So this all boils down to how you are thinking. We give away our power based on how we think. If we have thoughts like, I can't do this, or I shouldn't do that, or I have to do this, those are chore words. Boo. I don't like those. I've never liked chores. I also don't like rules, so, maybe that's just me. But from my experience with coaching and training, it doesn't really seem that way. If you think about, okay, I want to go to the gym, but I'm feeling resistance. Why am I feeling resistance? Well, you had a really long day. You're tired. You just want to be done. Okay, well, how could I find a compromise and make a choice now that tomorrow's me would be proud of? And see what answer your brain comes up with. Or if you have the desire to order in instead of eating the healthy meal you already prepared. Okay, why do I want to order in? Well, because I've had a really long day and I'm tired and I want to soothe myself or comfort myself with some unhealthier food. Okay, so I'm looking for comfort. How can I satisfy my need for comfort without misaligning myself with some of my goals? But if we don't go in to understand what we're thinking and learn and grow, we're just on a hamster wheel of judgment and hate and perfection seeking and approval seeking. And I don't know, maybe I'm biased because that's where I was, but it is exhausting. And your thoughts govern the success of your interpersonal interactions. Your thoughts are the headlights illuminating your pain in the darkness. So how you think is going to influence and ultimately create the experience of life that you have. We have so many understandings of what things are just based on societal rules and whatnot. But what do you feel? What do you think? What does healthy mean to you? How do you want to eat healthy? How do you want to experience the gym in a way that would make you feel empowered? Maybe those are some of the questions that you need to consider instead of, I don't want to go, I'll go tomorrow, and then I'll start on Monday, and then you find yourself back on the hamster wheel of doubt, judgment, and shame. There's no need for doubt or judgment. Figure out what really works for you. Meet yourself where you're at. Take responsibility and focus on progress and growth. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you, as always, for joining me for Coffee with Laura. And if you are ready to actually take responsibility for your life, I encourage you to click the link in my bio, because tonight I am ready to blow your mind with my webinar about how to redefine your relationship with food. This is eye-opening. You're going to learn so much about how to think differently and get those headlights tuned up super bright so that you can really be the creator of your experience and your health journey. So if you are ready for a new journey, a new experience with new results, click on the link in my bio, sign up. You won't regret it. Otherwise, I appreciate you. I see you, and I will see you next